First, let's go ahead and create a new EC2 server that we will be using in order to create the AMI image. EC2. Let's say demo. So we'll later on our code we'll be using to tag to get this instance ID and create an image ID with the name from the web server. Now we can see our server is ready. Okay, this is the server that we'll be using in order to create an AMI image. Let's go ahead and quickly check in our image AMI. For right now we have none available, so we'll be creating here. Okay. We will be using AWS SNS in order to send a notification. So let's go ahead and create it. Once we create our topic, we need to create a subscription. We are sending email. So right now you need an endpoint. So for the endpoint, I'm using my testing service. Go to your mailbox. Go ahead and confirm the subscription. Subscription is confirmed. All right, our subscription is confirmed. After creating EC2 server and SNS subscription, now we need to create a Lambda role so we can attach to it. Go ahead to the IAM. So we have created a new role called AMI image role. This will be using in order to attach in our Lambda function. Right now I have give the full access for the EC2 and SNS. Now let's go ahead and create a Lambda function. So our function is being created. Now in our Lambda, the first thing, let's go ahead and increase our timeout. Now over here, let's do the cleanup. So in this Lambda function, the first we'll be getting the instance ID which are only running and with the tag agent demo. So that is the for every server that we have over here, we'll get all the instance ID and we'll create the image of it, and we'll tag the image name with the server name, which is the name right here, the name of it, and with the current date when we will create the AMI. Let's go ahead and run the quick setup. the first function that we have right here. In this function, I'll be getting all the instance ID that is in running state and with a tag as in demo. Here I'll be storing all those in the dictionary. It's a key value pair. So this is the filter that we will be applying when we do the query. So based on this filter, we can see the instance state should be in running state and the environment, the tag should be in a demo. So we just make a query based on the filter and we parse the instance name from the key as a name. So let's go ahead and deploy now. Let's go ahead and create a test so we can see whether we are able to retrieve our instance ID or not. Test. Okay, the event name test already ready. Okay. And that's gonna be. And go ahead and save it. If you see over here, we're able to get our instance ID, which is the key and the web server, so the name. So we are able to retrieve our instance ID with its name. Let's minimize that. Now the next function that we're gonna write is the create MI image, which will take the instance ID and the region as a parameter. Since we do not want to do the reboot while creating the image, so we pass an extra argument as a no reboot. So true. Name. We call our another function get AMI the name. So this is the command that API query we make in order to create the new image called as create image, which will take the instance ID, no reboot parameter, and the name of the AMI. For our API name, let me import the date. We return the AMI name. Before testing this one create image, let's go ahead and write our send notification, which will be using the SNS client, and it will publish the message that now this topic. Now over here, the target error, you can simply grab it from simple over here, going to your topic. This is the one. Instead of printing, let's just go ahead and return the response. This function will basically take some message and it will send to that topic. So let's go ahead and create a message. Now let's go ahead and deploy our changes. Now it's testing time. Go ahead and run your test. Okay, our status was success. We'll update that status later. So basically creating image for this was the one, and that was a response. Let's go to our mailbox. Okay, we got an email saying agent subject our AMI creation status, creating AMI image for that. Go to the EC2, okay, AMI. If you see here, our AMI image was created with the name web server dash the date that for today. So that is the one created. Okay, let me update the message. Now let's test with multiple server. I'm going to launch the new server with the tag as a demo. Now we have two server with the same tag as the demo. Let me deregister this one. Okay. Now let's test our function one more time. Okay, successfully created image. Okay, this the instance ID those. Let's check our mailbox. We were able to create the image right here, and let's check our image. We're able to create our AMI image. If you see here, web server and the testing service. So the date was right here. After successfully creating the AMI image, let's go ahead and schedule using the EventBridge. So I like to schedule this running every day at 11 p.m. CST. That's Central Time. So that's 11 p.m. So it's gonna run every day at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. So our rule is created, which can run every day at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that can invoke our Lambda. Write this Lambda. Let's go to the config and verify the permissions. If you see here, the permission is attached for that rule in order to invoke our Lambda function. So this way we can use Lambda, AWS Lambda, to create the AMI image and use the SNS in order to send the notification to the teams.